Now, I was going to show you something, so I'm going to do that before I completely forget. So what I'm going to do is take the elevator down quickly. Because it's just something, it's something that I just find really cool with this game. The way that the entire world is interconnected and just looks awesome. And I'd like to show it off. It's my favourite Souls game, and it's one of my favourite games of all time anyway. And it's something I can just find really relaxing. Except for riposting and parrying Black Knights because they're a pain in the ass. This bit is what I want to show you, and I couldn't show you because of the drakes. That is the entrance to the New Londo ruins where we were with all the ghosts. Now, the doors are all locked, of course, but I just love how the world is so well connected. And later on, of course, we can open that. Yay! Right, we've got one of the major items we've come for, which is the Grass Crest Shield. Lovely. So we're going to have to do a little bit of a sprint now. So we run past the bonfire. But the Black Knight does not respawn. He's a one-time man. Whee! And he's probably the hardest of the Black Knights we're going to have to deal with for a very long time. Because the halberd animations are pretty tricky to parry. Which is fine. Now, as you can see, we're in a completely different area. Woohoo! And somewhere I wouldn't say not supposed to be, since this game doesn't really work like that, but certainly somewhere a bit more unique. Now, we can actually run up to near where we want to go by going that way. However, we have a new task ahead of us. And that is to get some armor. Now, we can't be thick Kiko if we're going to be running with little rags, can we? Absolutely not. Oh yes, we want to attack these, because these things will give us lots and lots of lovely shards. I hope. You gonna well behave? Oh, well behaved, perfect. So we got the Twinkling Titanite, which is an upgrade item, and large Titanite shards, which are an upgrade item, and both of which are rare at this point in the game. So those are really useful to have, and will give us a massive boon to what we're going to be doing in a minute. Now, again, we can die around here. It's not ideal, but none of the deaths around here are a massive problem. So what we're going to be doing is doing an absolute burn it. We're going all the way over here. Running past the plant. Excuse me. And keep going. I'm going to run past. There's a plant that pops up here to my right. There's a plant in front of me, which we just go around. There's an item to my left, which we quickly grab, which we will need in a minute. So we avoid the plant. The plants can eat us, which at this low level of health, because of how low level we are, with no armor, is probably instant death, which is a problem. There is a bonfire to my left there, but we're not going to get that, because it means having to fight the plants. And there's no reason for us to fight them, to be perfectly honest. Now, the plants can, and sometimes do, follow me. But yeah, they are following me, in fact, I can hear them. So the item we want is all the way over here. So we just run and quickly pick it up. There we go. The Elite Knight set. So we're going to run past the plant again. So we've got the armor we want, which is absolutely smashing. We love that armor. Yes, we do. It's brilliant. And what I hope is that the tree here is behaving itself. You going to behave yourself? Yeah, perfect. So we can just run around him. Okay, we've got the armor we wanted. Oh, hello. And we're done with the forest for now. There's a couple of other items we could run around and pick up, but there's nothing of super value. There is a ring, which is up on that ledge right there. Again, pretty easy to get to, but I don't need it just yet. And it gives us something to collect later on. I actually like to leave items around because it reminds me I haven't done certain areas. I use them kind of as almost like guide stones for places I haven't been. Lots of deaths around here due to the trees. They're a bit tricky, but nothing awful. Now, one last hurdle to do. And as always, he should be no problem to my alternate start here. But you never know what happens. This is the Titanite Demon. He can be very grumpy. Now, we're going to run to his side like so. He's going to cast lightning, which is fine. And all we do, we run completely straight and past him. He gets very upset by this. And he goes, "Oi!" And he's doing his own little bizzo. Not a problem. We run away. Easy peasy. Perfect. Now, Andre is here. Ooh, careful. So what I'm going to do is quickly use these souls we've got. So we use the soul of a proud knight. We make sure we don't use the firekeeper one by accident. That gives us lots and lots of souls. We then use the two name the soldier ones we've got. This is all to give us a little bit of a head start and just for funsies, if anything. The head start we don't really need. I know the game well enough. It's not that it's not difficult. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? It's a bit of something different. So we say hello to Andre. That is right. I'm new and definitely not dead. Hey, Andre. I do. Well, not technically I do. So what I actually want from you, Andre, is Titanite shards. Now, I want 6 Titanite shards. For 4,800 souls, please. Thank you. And what we're going to do is reinforce this Elite Knight armor. So we do it +1, +2, +3, And then we use the large titanite to go plus that. So we have a +4 piece of armor, which is really, really handy. I'll be careful. Would be a shame if I looked hollow. Now, the fact we got that armor is very, very, very handy. Because it doesn't increase our PvP matchmaking stats at all. Which is very, very nice. Now, I'm going to rest at this bonfire. And then I am going to get a level up here. I'm going to do a little bit more strength, like so. And then I'm going to run all the way down here, because this is something I will forget to do otherwise. And we can see an old friend, or a new friend in this case, as we're doing a new run, aren't we? And this is a mid-game area called Sen's Fortress. However, as you can see, it is closed. Hello? Hello? What's the problem? What are you humming about?
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought.
Oh, not at all, sir.
I am Siegmeyer of Katarina.
Hello, I am Thick Hiko.
I've run flat up against a wall, or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And oh, have I waited. So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
Understandable. I don't get it. Now, let me talk to you again. Still closed.
Still closed.
It is still closed. Now, we do want to talk to Sigma. He's great. He's a fantastic character, and we're going to be doing his quest throughout the entire game. Now, we're still not quite done with our alternate start. There's a little bit more to do. And I know this is a strange thing, because we haven't even seen the Taurus demon yet. We haven't killed the first boss. We haven't even gotten near him. And we're doing some very odd things. But all will be revealed, I promise. I'm not going mad. I'm not crazy. And we have lots of cool things we can do. So, we're actually near the second boss, which is the bell gargoyles. But firstly, we need to stab this lovely person over here, for you're annoying. And then we're going to run around the back of this person and backstab them. Because that's what you do. Beep! He's not dead, because we don't have quite enough strength. Now, I could actually change into the armor, but I want to be a little bit quick still. And that's important, and you'll see that in a minute. So we're just going to kill you. There we go. We don't need these souls, but I find them a little bit of a pain. Okie dokie. So what we do, we lure this fine fellow. Hello, don't mind me. Whee! We pick up this, which is the Firekeeper's Soul number 2. And that's the reason we don't go for the Blighttown one. And I'll explain that in just a second. And we take a shortcut. Beep! This activates a lovely shortcut by Giant Knight person. This activates a shortcut that takes us down to the Firelink Shrine, which is fabulous. Because now we've actually activated this lift, we can do lots and lots of cool different things. Isn't that grand? Lovely. There's a few things I need to get. And I'm going to rest at the bonfire first, and I'm going to do some other things. Are you still with me, by the way? Can you see where we are now? We've kind of worked our way back to the start of the game. We are now back at the Firelink Shrine. Nothing has particularly changed. The game hasn't had any new change states that says, oh, you've done the X, Y, and Z yet. So, all we do now is rest at the bonfire. And it's like we never left. But, of course, that's not good enough for us, is it? No. No, it is not. We do have 500 souls. Is that enough? Can I level up? Let's just quickly check. No, I need 700. I don't think I have any more items to do anything with. No. So what we do, before we leave, we scoot down here, and we use our Firekeeper's souls to upgrade our flask. She doesn't talk to us. She's rude like that. 1 Firekeeper's soul. 2. And now we got a +2 flask, which is fantastic. Seriously, it is a substantial increase in healing. It is amazing. Now, there's quite a few goodies around Firelink Shrine, and we're going to pick up a couple, since we're here. There's some over here, which is some bombs, if I'm not mistaken. Fire bombs. Fire bombs are handy. Though less handy because we have pyromancies. That's the only one I really want to grab right now. Though, actually no, that's a lie. There are a few more. This guy, he's fat and he's rude. We don't care about him yet. We will talk to him, don't worry. We are going to do a proper start, if you like, where we start talking to everybody and analysing things and everything. But for now, we're just going to plop out here. There are some treasure chests that, to be honest, are mined by salvaging rights. Thank you. By the way, every time you hear the bell get rung like that, that means someone's killed the bosses. the bell gargoyles, and they ring the bell in their game, and you hear it in your game. It's one of those fantastic connectivity things, and I absolutely love it. Last but not least, probably the most important of the items, Loy's talismans. Nah, I'm just kidding, those things are crap. They are good for one thing though, but we're not really interested in that. So, excuse me, gigantic skeleton. I'll take this wing spear. These skeletons can be quite dangerous, but we're not really worried about anything they have to say. So we just run away and don't get hit. And what we do, we go to the edge of the place. Now this is an alternate path you can take. It doesn't really lead you to anywhere super important. But it has a very important item we need to get. If that skeleton attacks me, I'm going to be very upset. Again, it's very possible I will die here. Because there's... Oh, someone just killed themselves. Oh, I got 600. One of the giant skeletons snuffed it, I think. If we're lucky, I will avoid some of the more damaging attacks. And we can go straight to do what we need to do. If I am unlucky, I will get hit in the face by a fireball. But I will still open up a shortcut, if that makes sense. So, it all depends on this fine fellow here. And what we do, we quickly scoot in here and do this. As you can see, there's a bonfire here. But we don't really care about that. And we roll. Okay, and we just run up here. Now, if I'm unlucky, the skeletons will block my path. They haven't? Good. Okay, good. So what we're doing, we're in the place called the Catacombs, which again is a mid sort of... yeah, I'd say mid... Oh, rude. Is a mid-level area of the game. Right, I need to make sure I roll here. There we go. Oh, careful, 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 careful. I'm about to die, but if I heal up here quickly, 1, 2... Then we just roll here. Splat. There we go. Now, what I'm doing is joining a covenant called the Gravelords. And the only way to get there is through the Catacombs. Now, unfortunately, there's a very sour man guarding the area I need to get to. And that is a Titanite demon. We already met one of those. These guys are grumpy jerks. Now, normally, because he's a grumpy jerk, he always does the same grumpy jerk thing. So I'm just going to run, ignore him, because he's a dick. Goodbye. And what we do, we pick up the item over here, which is the Eyes of Death. And then we run past this grumpy jerk on the side. Excuse me. And we sit in this coffin. Yay! Now we can finally take a breather. We've done everything I wanted to do. Now, we sit in this coffin for about 30 seconds. I hope you're all enjoying this, by the way. I wanted to redo Dark Souls for a long time. And when they announced the remaster, I thought this was a perfect opportunity to do it. But I thought I don't want to start doing a Dex and Pyro build like last time and just look at and sort of do it the same. I want to do something a little bit different. And I thought it'd be really interesting to start the game in a very different fashion. In this case, doing this particular run. Which I thought was very cool. This allows us to get a couple of potion upgrades, gets a nice set of armor, and a very nice sword, initially before we do anything else, which I thought was very fun. This is where you're all going, Halloween is so lame, we all found out about this years ago, which you probably did, but I think it would be a cool start anyway. Ooh, spooky. This takes us all the way to the bottom, actually right to a very, very endgame area. The controller's vibrating, by the way, just pretend, just shake in your chair, pretend that happens. Where are we? My character says. Thick Kiko's looking a bit puzzled. She doesn't know where she is. However, she does know she has a immediate yearning to discover things. To find new things out. But more importantly, to talk to Papa Bones. This is the Rave Lord Nito. He gives us the ability to rave. So we're going to play to the sarcophagus. We're going to pledge to join him. I pledge my soul to you, Rave Lord Nito. Give me your sick, sick rave tunes. And we get the ability to, well, more importantly, get the... Did I actually pick up the homeward button? I did, yeah. We get the ability to get the Gravelord sword. Now, I can't actually equip it yet, because it's too big and burly. I need to two-hand it, so I need 18 strength. I'm a little bit off. So, we're almost there. Now, what we do, we use a homeward bone to get to the bonfire. And this is why it's very important you don't use any bonfires getting down here, because you don't want to get stuck in the catacombs. It's a pain in the ass. And now we are ready to start the game for realsies. We slap on our armor, we get our ability to murder, but we still cannot use our lovely weapon yet, which is a bit of a problem. So we want to put more strength in here. So we have 16 strength. I believe you need 18. I will double check. I'm 99% certain. But let me put that on. Yep, it's 18. So as you can see, I have no ability to wield this just yet. Too strong. So, as you can see, if I two-hand it, no go. No go. So we'll change that back to the hand axe for now, which is no big problem. Right, we got our plus knight, elite knight armor plus 4. This is how cool we look. We have our lovely shield. We are going to turn human, by the way. We're probably going to get invaded. This game is crazy busy at the moment. But that also makes it a bit of fun. Oh, I didn't put any humanity on. Now, in this very first set, I'm going to go to the first boss, I hope. That's the plan. And I hope that'll be a lovely, interesting place to stop. Cool. Righto, we're going to reverse the hollowing. We're going to be human. Thick Kiko wants to be human. She yearns for it. She needs it. We're not going to talk to this grumpy man, not this time. Actually, we'll talk to him quickly. We'll talk to him.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival.
Indeed I am.
Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first.
I'm not the first?
There's no salvation here.
Oh, but I wanted it.
You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you.
Oh, thanks, dude.
There are actually 2 bells of awakening.
2 bells, you say?
One's up above in the undead church.
Ah.
The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
I don't get it. It's true, that is why we came here. Now, we have the biggest, thickest roll right now, because the armor is very, very heavy. However, we are going to fix that particular problem as well. But to do so, we obviously need to get to, well, a certain somebody, shall we say. Now, first things first, we have to reach where we need to go. Let's just stab it and roll, because the bomb will come down and blow us up. More stabs for the stabbings. Beep. Because we're in such heavy armor, we actually are at a slight disadvantage, technically. Because, well, we can't move very quickly. Which is a bit of a problem. Excuse me. I'm just going to run around and stab this guy. These guys are all pretty non-threatening, to be honest. We need to lure this one to shoot that. Thank you. And we're going to stab. And stab. This one will come down. He'll go, "Ugh!" Then we hit him. Cool. There is an item down there. Not particularly interested in it right now. We'll go get it afterwards. We are heading into the undead burg. The first main area of the game, so to speak. Because of course we've done the first area of the game, which was the asylum. But that's more of a tutorial sort of place. We killed Rattus because we don't like Rattus. Rats are jerks in this. Unlike the other Souls games where rats are annoying, in this the rats are absolutely lethal, will poison you, and generally make your life a living hell. Thank you, rats. I appreciate that. Now, if we do get invaded, we're almost certainly going to die, because while we have nice armor, our weapon is a bit weak. I'm so thick and powerful. We are, however, going to go on a little item collecting spree, which means dropping down here. Collecting some souls. Stabbing some locals. Hey, dudes. Hey, dudes. Now, because the hand axe is so quick, it does actually allow us to do a couple of cool things. We've got a dead end. In we go in here. A little staircase leads me to a item which is there. Oh, this is a dead end, isn't it? Yeah, we get a little item at the end here. Thank you very much. More souls for the soul machine. But we cannot be thick just by collecting souls. No, we have to embody it. We have to be it. We have to be large. And unfortunately, to be that, there is a bit of an obstacle. They call him the Rock. But he doesn't cook. No, he just beats people up and crushes them. Which is okay. But that's impeding our progress. But to be honest, he's just a bit of a big fucking dildo, and we need to slap him up, so no problems. We have the power. Though we are very slow. Perhaps not ideal. But don't worry, I have a plan, and my plans are always perfect. Unless they go wrong, in which case I cry every time. There we go.